And welcome back, all you beautiful people at home watching and hanging out in the chat with us here for the NA Masters 1. My name is Bach. I'll be your host throughout the show. Joining me on the desk, Silly, Veli, and Potter. We just watched Envy move further into the bracket as Gen G got knocked down into the lowers. And to find out who's going to be facing off against them, we've got FaZe and we've got XSET. And Silly, this is a rematch from one of the previous qualifiers during the Challenger stages, where FaZe got eliminated and XSET continued on and actually qualified for this very event.
I think we all know the story of this one, though, Bach, where FaZe was like, okay, we lost to XSET, we didn't get to qualify, and at the same time, Babybase swore by the playstyle is going to stay the same, we're going to stay aggressive, we're going to continue pushing against you, but they definitely changed their playstyle, and they're now one of the contenders, maybe even, is it close enough to say Dark Horse? Are they better than a Dark Horse right now in this tournament? Possibly at this point.
I don't know. It's kind of tough, right? Like, Veli, we watched them play during the last Challenger stage, and they completely threw us for a loop with the way that they played. Very, very aggressive. Totally different than what we expect to see from teams.
Vans is absolutely right. This team is a dark horse. We've seen them. Actually, take a look at the second Challengers. I believe, the first Challengers. They didn't do that well at all. Challengers 2, they didn't even win a map. So it's like, what is FaZe Clan really going to do now? They made some role changes, and now you have players on different ages. You have Marv currently, he switched off of Brimstone. Zachary was on Breach. You even had Baby Bay on Breach. Now, they're in more comfortable roles that allows them to be as aggressive as possible. You can go on Haven. You can catch them running 3 down the lane now. This team is fearless, and they have the utility to back them up with it now.
Well, let's take a look at the teams we're going to see in just a second as FaZe and XSET get ready to duke it out. Either it's going to be FaZe up or rep the set. I'm not sure which one. I don't know. Does XSET have like a hand thing? Because FaZe has one and I can't do it. My boomer hands don't bend that way. But I'm wondering.
I think it's like the Bronx.
Is it
thing.
like
You just like?
Okay, yeah, there you go.
That's
Generation
that
X.
It's not that one.
That's wrestling.
Yeah.
You don't do that one.
That's
I
a little
didn't
bit too
go all
old
the way
school.
down. I didn't go all the way down.
That's Triple H.
I had to keep it above waist. Come on, we're trying to stay PG here, so it's a little bit of a high X.
I don't know what it is. I'm making it up, by the way.
Well,
it would be nice if they have one.
if they take that from you now, you can charge royalties. So XSET, you can contact him on his business email. I'm sure you can find it on his Twitter.
Nah, they're the
open to
homies. They can have it.
I already turned that into an NFT as well, so it's going to cost a lot.
Oh, God. Let's not even get started onto that stuff. Looking at the XSET roster, we'll take a peek to see the 5 players we're going to see in server in just a moment. And we'll also talk about the one player we really want to talk about when we look at this matchup, which is going to be Pure. But Christine, walk me through this lineup here for XSET, as maybe some of these names are a little bit unfamiliar for some of the people at home.
Yeah, I mean, let's take a look quickly. I'll just discuss really quickly Aryan. I think this player in general, specifically, is really interesting because not only does he play Raze mainly across majority of the maps, but also he bounces his time around between Killjoy and Raze, which is such a stark difference in not only the play style, but what you bring to the table for your squad in order to close out those rounds, right? So definitely, I'm looking at Aryan, and we got to talk about Thwypo as well. Such a clutch player. Not only is he the in-game leader of this XSET squad, but he's always closing out these rounds. And the upset win that you were discussing before, Bach, when XSET actually upset FaZe just a couple of days ago, it was off the back of Thwypo's clutches, especially on Haven. So if he's able to turn rounds around like that once again, then FaZe's aggression, that might be the answer to it.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to that. I think Thwypo as an IGL is also one of those good players that could also lurk as that Cypher. And watching their playstyle for XSET, there's been multiple rounds where he was the one that's able to get entry kills on lurks, which switches the whole rotation of XSET on the execution towards any of the sites on the maps that they play. So I think overall, for players that come from so many different games, right? We're talking about Fortnite, Apex, Battalion 1944 for BCJ with Apex as well. They come from so many different games, and they are able to come together to be such a full lineup that reps the set. They're running through momentum right now, and Pure is one of those players that is at the helm as a duelist jet.
Bryce Aroni, Pure, you know, I've been watching his play for years, seeing him come to local lands, playing in CS, And now seeing him step up big for the squad, he was a huge piece of what was that XSET attacking side and defense. When he gets the op in his hands, he can be quite scary. He's one of the few players that still really wants to dedi op. We're noticing that it's starting to decay a little bit, that dedicated op role. And we'll talk about someone else who fits into that role in just a second as we transition our thoughts over to FaZe and we start talking about Baby Bay Valley.
Yeah, Baby Bay, the pretty boy of the team. He is a standout highlight player. Now, I'm really glad you guys pointed out Pure, right? Because it's Jet against Jet, Jet on Jet action. I expect Pure to really bring his A game because from what we've been seeing with Baby Bay lately, oh, he is the disruptor. Not only does Baby Bay just an absolute beast with the op, just look at him. The man is perfect, right? It is his pseudo fakes that is just gonna destroy teams. We saw Baby Bay on Ascent just run up with the knives, and he just kills everyone on site by himself. That's not his job. He's supposed to go in there and get information, but when you're that good, man, you just can't help it. Baby Bay, I expect him to be a standout. FaZe is gonna rely on his op play, and I expect to see him in the front lines because he's a big part of the game plan.
Actually, when I was watching XSET for the first time, when they first started coming out and getting to the conversation of like this tier 1 team potentially, Pure was one of those guys too that would dash into a site and bring into your face Jet playstyle. And what I find very similar into both of these playstyles today for Baby Bay and Pure head-to-head is that on the attack, we're seeing a lot more rifling from these two players as well, when back then they swore by the op on the attack too. So I think the playstyle is very similar, but overall for the chemistry, FaZe definitely adds that extra notch to say we could play even more aggressive and more in your face than XSET could maybe do.
Baby Bay is just crazy at the end of the day. He's wild.
Well, I mean, we watched that finals in the last challenger stage, Alex, where Baby Bay basically just ran at his opponent every single round. On the defensive side, he would charge upper on that A site on Icebox. It was somewhat ludicrous that it worked out as many times as it did, but it effectively neutralized the duelist on the other side. So we'll be curious to see if that continues, but who knows if we'll even see Icebox. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map pool, see where we're going to be heading with this series and how things are going to kick off. So right off the bat, it looks like we're going to be jumping into Haven. That's selected by FaZe. Bind coming in for XSET, and then at the end it will be Ascent. So no split and no Icebox. Thoughts, Potter?
That's interesting. I'm glad to see that Icebox is out of the way because, as you mentioned, those highlight clips coming out from Baby Bay, and not to mention the 100% win rate over since January coming out for FaZe Clan on that Icebox. So certainly, definitely don't want to test the waters on that one. Haven should be very interesting. You know, we talked about Pure being that Jet diff opper. On the other side, Baby Bay as well. Last time around, Pure, it was a bit of a struggle fest for him individually, especially towards that B bomb site. He just wasn't able to hold down the fort, and B is kind of like that. It can be very hectic, so much util coming your way. So I hope that for XSET's sake, they have a different look, especially defending B.
Exactly. I think real quick before we throw it to the casters too, it's the composition, right? As Veli mentioned before. Now in this rematch, you're going to have Zachary on a breach playing on Haven too. And Icebox is a map that's always banned by XSET, knowing that Viper is usually in the rotation here for the team. So I find that interesting that XSET's always been banning it, but they have to be ready for the new composition here for FaZe.
And before we throw it to the beautiful casters, I have to throw it out there. Outside of Baby Bay, one of the most exciting people to watch on FaZe, and it's so annoying. Keep your eye out on Corey.
Of course.
Those long lurks and those long rotation and flanks makes all the difference in the world. But that's all I wanted to throw out there, man. Keep your eye out.
Real quick, before we throw to the casters, let's get quick predictions. Veli, go for it.
I'm going FaZe Clan 2-1.
2-1.
This is gonna be a good one.
Potter.
I'm gonna go XSET 2-1.
Ooh.
This is upset.
FaZe 2-0 for me.
I think I'm with Veli on this one. I think it's going to be FaZe 2-1. But we do have our casters standing by, and it's a bit of a switch up. We've got the wonderful Esports Doug, also known as Doug Cortez, and Sean Garris standing by to bring us into the action. Take it away, gents.
Shout.
Thank you, Bach. Can you feel it? Sean, do you feel it? There's something in the air.
Ooh.
Baby, I'm fired up and ready to go.
It's the Smeagin. We smell the Smeag coming. You know, we smell the Smeag, and it's coming. Baby Bay is going to be top site on Haven B site. Time and time again. This guy is wild. I think the analysts did a great job of setting the scene right now for the viewers. this FaZe team, as someone that, studies this game pretty deeply, along with the analysts, like, they are wild. They are wild. We can't predict what they're going to do. They probably don't even know what they're going to do, right? We were talking about the Plat Chat interview with Baby Bay. This guy is literally using Caesar quotes from Planet of the Apes. Like, we can't predict what this team's gonna do. They're insane. They're insane, but they're so fun to watch. I cannot wait.
They are indeed a lot of fun to watch. We're gonna hop over to Agent Select, and there's so much we can talk about regarding FaZe and their play style. I think when we last saw these two teams match up, Sean, it was a whole W for FaZe. Right? And for XSET, it was how do you handle that aggression? And XSET handled it very well in the second closed qualifiers. But we've seen since then a bit of a turn of the page, if you will, for FaZe. I think you and I talked about this off broadcast. It's almost like sophisticated Smeeg at this point. It's far more calculated.
Yeah, Baby described it as they're like evolving. I wasn't joking. He actually uses Planet of the Apes quotes to describe his team. And it's so epic. But he's right. They're now working together a lot more than they previously were. Yeah. When you see their attack sides, they're more prone to, work in packs and not just full send it. Not full rush into the sites, just, barging in. They're capable of getting map control, regrouping, and hitting a site now. But I'm most impressed when I watch their defense and their little set plays and traps that they create now. That didn't exist a month ago. So they have done a lot in this month. And I think, a shout out goes to their coach. They just announced on Twitter, Coach Trippy. He's been doing a fantastic job with these guys.
Yeah, and you can tell, right? Like some of the impact. He's been working with that roster for really since First Strike, and you're starting to really see some of the drastic impact that he's had on the squad. And, we've talked a bit about FaZe, but Sean, let's shine some light here on the boys over on XSET, because I think for many, it's they're good, like they're top of the T2 scene, they're breaking into the T1 scene, but this is the biggest stage they've played on to date.
Yeah, I think a lot of viewers right now at home are going to wonder, like, who are these guys? Like, they've probably never seen their names from other games, but I can tell you, you're going to see these names for a long time coming. Particularly one that stands out to me is BCJ. This guy is always on the top of the rank leaderboard, putting in work, finding creative arrows, setting the meta on his agent, and you've probably never even heard of him if you're just like a normal viewer. He is someone to look out for. XSET is a lot like FaZe. They're going to bring the fight, and here they are setting up at the start of the round. They're ready to just swarm this A site.
And you start to see some of that early CC from FaZe used, and they're going to take aggression with that. And look, Sean, this is what we saw the first time they played. It was this pace that FaZe liked to go, and they threw it right down XSET's throat time and time again. So far, so good, though.
That's insane. Like, they were planning the A hit. FaZe just stole A lobby from them. They're now backing out. This is all on the fly now. XSET clearly into plan B of their tactic here. Regrouping, clearing out front B. And now that, look, they're now going to regroup and go A.
And I think we're going to see this a lot from FaZe, this fight for A lobby control. XSET, now they've got some room. They've got a little bit to work with. They're fully sending down A long, 2 up short. We'll see if they can get onto the site.
Zach on the breach is already here. FaZe has 3 people on the site, 2 rotating. They're all over this.
And that's the thing, Sean. XSET they're still not on the site. They haven't really broken past that barrier. Now they're going to go, and oh my gosh, it's a bloodbath. XSET get 4 as soon as they enter onto the site. FaZe is just left with Baby Bay, the lurker, who is trying to blow something up on the back end. He's left alone.
And that's a quick, response to the frenzy nerf coming in. This is the patch with the nerf frenzy. These guys still just, tally up 4 frenzy frags. Baby Bay in an almost unwinnable 1-on-5. Only 27, points of health left. Doing a lot of economic damage, which is good for the later rounds.
Right.
But it's likely going to result in a round win for XSET, and I think that's actually quite big. Last time these two teams met on Haven, FaZe went up 8-1 on defense, and they lost the game 13-10. 8-1. They believe they should have won that game.
So Baby Bay makes it hurt, right? Like, you don't feel good walking away from that one. XSET wins the pistol, but it was certainly without casualties along the way. The other thing we've seen that's interesting, and again, we're gonna allude to this a lot because it's old FaZe versus new FaZe, and I want to keep a close eye on how that transition pans out. Old FaZe force every single time, right? Lose the pistol, doesn't matter. buy all the way up. This time it seems like they're a bit more conservative in how they're going to play this out.
Yeah, it looks like FaZe is going to full eco here, and it also looks like XSET's going to group up, go to C site, which is fully open. So I'm going to actually use the start of this round to just talk about XSET and this team and what we're going to see throughout this game, because they are the underdog, and they haven't played a match, since February 22nd. So they have no footage on them, and here they are, going against FaZe, who was playing matches a week ago. They have tons of footage to work with, and you can see they're pouncing all over the map. They're moving around really well so far as a team.
They found my wire.
They are. It looks like they're going to check out where Thwifo is too. They can smell that somebody was making sure the lurk wasn't going to be a problem. Raucus gets the best of him. That's going to give FaZe a bit more room to work with. Pure or Being, the tip of the spear, he spots one, lines him up, knocks him down, but the aggression will continue from FaZe.
Indeed, and this is just FaZe, trying to trap the XSET players in the site. I don't think they actually believe they're going to win this round, but, well, again, this is tons of economic damage they're doing.
Oh, Baby Bay once again left alone. He's got the Bladestorm and a Spectre. This is, I was going to say, could be something, but not going to be the case. Baby Bay even dies to the explosion to the spike, unfortunate. XSET get away with 2. They win the pistol. They win the following round. They're sitting pretty.
Yeah, XSET is in a really strong spot right now. But I will say, losing all of those guns on that second round is very important. Now they have to fully invest here. And instead of just, a bonus third round, which is typical in the scene right now, it's if you lose this, you are then ecoing the next round. Right. And this round counts as 2 rounds for both teams, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see FaZe is going to bring full rifle. Zachary, the one exception as far as armor goes. Well,
they really light bought. Thwifo actually only has a sheriff this round, so they did reinvest, but they're still using it as a bonus round. Very interesting decision coming out of XSET. They're planning for the later game with economy, and look at how passive they're playing, waiting for the FaZe aggression that we keep touting.
And so far, at least for this round, FaZe not opting to go that route. Raucus using the drone, ensure that there are no shenanigans happening up across the middle of the map. And for now, it's a whole lot of hurry up and wait, Sean.
And this is so smart coming out of XSET. They know FaZe is hyper aggressive. So what do? They cam all of middle. You can see Thwifo sitting on that cam. They have We Did holding the C push from the top of the box, which is the cheesiest angle I've ever seen. And then the other 3 just wait outside of A lobby and then drone clear it. So now that they know that FaZe hasn't pushed anything and have no control, they realize, okay, 2 people have to be playing A, someone has to be playing B, and 2 people, have to be by garage and C because they have no cipher. So they're now regrouping for the hit. Yeah, I think they're going to approach every round like this.
Baby Bay already good for 2. He's going to get traded out by Aaron. As they get onto the site, FaZe going to be looking for a retake here. They have numbers, and remember, folks, they have guns as well. This round should go in their favor. Corey with another one, but there's the Bulldog from BCJ. I believe he was the only one with that much firepower coming into this round. XSET down in numbers. BCJ looking to get the spike down as We Did goes in aggressive. Tries to buy him space, buys him time. Spike goes down. BCJ's left alone. FaZe cleaned it up. They're on the board.
Massive stabilization right there by FaZe to retake the C site. That frag on We Did, Zachary baiting him, coming up to the dark cover, then jumping away. I think Zachary is the unsung hero on FaZe when I watch them play, because the other 4 are just running around, just destroying people. But Zachary's the only one that, sets up and holds down the fort. So he'll lock in Cypher and lock down the A site on Haven. He'll play Omen and play B site on Icebox. He has all of the hard positions. He is doing an incredible job when I watch this team. He is definitely the glue.
Oh, Sean. Oh, okay. He teased me. You saw Baby Bay had the Bucky. He teased me real hard. Sells it, goes with the Frenzy, but he does have the Bladestorm. And there it is. Early on, though, Baby Bay not dashing down C long, not running right at XSET. It looks like, once again, it's a bit more conservative in their initial approach.
They found my wire.
Yeah, again, they're giving up A lobby. They're regrouping quick to C right now. Look at the Omen and the Jet. They're going up very fast.
Oh, Baby Bay's there. Bladestorm good for 1. He's going to dash away to safety as he plays Ring Around the Rose. Gets a second one. Looking for the third. No. BCJ's going to take him down as Aaron tries to buy more time. Tries to get them more room. He gets the second one. Zachary still playing back. Good for 1. Good for the second as well. And the spike goes down. Thwifo's left alone. Woo!
Baby Bay. This man is just bobbing and weaving in and out that C site. The fact that he picked up 2 with the Blade Storm up drafts does tons of damage to the third. Zachary cleans up the round, getting the last 3. FaZe is just so good in the chaos.
And they thrive in it, right? Like you almost, and you can start quoting Bane here from the Batman movies. Like they live in this, and they thrive.
I need the voice.
They thrive in it, and it just works for them.
Get out of my way.
It does. Again, look, they get the A lobby control yet again. They are getting this A lobby every single round. But this round, XSET's gonna fight for it. They're gonna push into the dark cover.
Nice. Good one traded out as we did. Gets one on with the Sheriff. They're going to pick up the rifle that Marv dropped, and they're going to continue to mosey their way over onto A. You see the smokes coming out from Weeded. Pure looking to do some damage of his own with his blades. From Rocket drops, Corey with 2 big kills as he tries to continue to clear out the site, make that 3. As XSET's just down to 1. Pure good for him. Pure gets the second one. Holy Toledo, baby. That's a Red Bull clutch for you.
Oh my goodness. The Blade Storms have had so much impact already in this game, and that round means so much. I already see the judge running around right now on FaZe. Their economy cannot be looking good after losing this round. Oh my goodness. It was a throwaway round coming out of XSET, but they steal it. And now they're in full control of the economy. This round for FaZe, their entire half sits on this round.
Yeah, this is you're standing on real thin ice here.
Push.
Yep, and there it is. The breach flash, the Baby Bay dash as they take C. They also have A lobby control as well, as we've seen. So at this point, really, XSET, they don't have a lot of room to work with here, Sean.
Indeed, and Twypo's, like you said, he's getting pushed off of this A lobby simultaneously. There's full map pressure. All of XSET is in their spawn right now, and FaZe has evacuated back into the sites. This is going to take XSET ages to clear out the middle of the map.
I believe, my dear friends, this is what they refer to as full SMEAG, right? Right? They take the map away. XSET here looking to think twice about how they choose to play.
Old FaZe goes full SMEAG and keeps going, though.
Yeah.
Like this.
Baby Bay gets some info, drops the Cloudburst, and backs up. XSET just on the other side. Baby Bay already lining up too. The spike's down as well. FaZe can anchor this down. BCJ trades it out, but there's a 100 Fury that's going to be coming out from BCJ. Trying to clear out the back corner of the site. Tagged up 1. Gets the kill onto Zachary. Here the showstopper from Aaron being used as well, as they have to respect it, right? That gives XSET so much room to work with as they can get onto the site, get the spike down. They cannot challenge that ult right now.
I know exactly where you are.
Such a good zoning ult right there out of Aaron. Gets the C site with it. And now we're in a post plant 3-on-3. The next frag is so important.
Oh, Corey using his own showstopper. He's got 1 blast pack, swings out, gets a kill. Twyfo at the same time gets the trade as Corey with the judge, going in aggressively. Rocket's good for 2. XSET fall apart. FaZe tie us up at 3 apiece.
Yeah, getting that showstopper frag was so important. It made the XSET players feel an immense amount of pressure that was coming from Garage. They both had to double swing to, take out the spawn entrance. And it's just not a favorable fight for them. FaZe though, Baby Bay. I think any sane human, the Cloudburst, they back out to the site. Baby Bay stays, holds it down, gets 2, and the early info. This is something FaZe lacked before, the early info. So he gets the 2 kills. His whole team is at C by the time, XSET take the site. This FaZe looks way better than the old one.
They do. I would have to wholeheartedly agree with you. You see XSET on a very light buy. A couple of sheriffs, maybe a stinger. But by and large, not a whole lot to work with here.
And again, they've got A lobby control yet again. And I think they might push through the dark cover this round. Because the drone's coming through, 2 people in lobby know they're actually backing out.
But and again, Sean, we continue to highlight it because that forces XSET to 1/2 of the map, right? Like, A is not an option. There's no way, given the control that FaZe have established on A lobby, XSET can't go there at all. You're forced either into B, C long, or in Garage like they've gotten in through here. BCJ good for 1.
Yeah, it seems like FaZe has found a lot of success taking Garage from FaZe. FaZe has put so much emphasis on getting A lobby control that the rest of the map does seem a little bit weak. And maybe XSET senses that as well.
XSET quietly taking a bit of time to reset the map with 35 seconds left. They do have the From the Shadows in Weed's back pocket.
And look what it does. Look what taking a lobby control does. Look how slow right now XSET has to move through all of these angles to clear it out. And now they have to recklessly run. There's 19 seconds left. They can't even clear all these angles. Excellent counter flash from Marv.
Raucus 1, 2, baby, line them up and knock them down. Raucus already good for 2, looking for the third. He gets it, but Weeded trades him out. Drops things down to 2v2. Baby Bay going hunting. He's got 1. Left alone. Doesn't have any ultimates, but what he does have is a Vandal, and he's already able to take things down to a 1v1. See Baby Bay tapped, starting to slowly work his way forward. It's going to push Pure back even more. He taps it yet again, forcing him to come out, and Baby Bay comes up huge for FaZe.
Whew, what a play by Baby Bay. I think he actually spammed that box at long with the Spectre and then switches to the Vandal. And I know if I were in that scenario as the person in the one-on-one, I go from playing the one-on-one passive to realizing, oh, I might play a little bit more aggressive right now. I might take this gun duel because this guy has a Spectre. I have a Vandal. But Baby Bay just posts up in an off angle when he switches guns, and you can tell it catches Pure off guard. What an amazing one-on-one by Baby Bay right there.
And like, you know, again, if you listen to the Plat Chat interview, shout out to the boys at Plat Chat, the confidence with which Baby Bay speaks is palpable, right? Like he just drips of confidence, and you see it, right? Like you see it in his gameplay. You see it in that 1v1.
I think we're going to get another, exciting round from Baby Bay because it looks like a C hit is brewing, and he has Bladestorm out right now. He didn't even buy a gun. He's so confident. He just popped Bladestorm this round. He's just running around in the site right now. This is going to get epic if they go C. But it looks like they're actually going to rethink things. He's jumping around. They spotted him, and now they're going to regroup, go A. They might drone out this lobby. They've done that before. Marv gets this info so early, though.
Yeah, he's going to drop the smoke. 5 members of XSET on the other side. You see members of FaZe start to rotate over. There's the Hunter Spear coming out from Raucus, trying to tag out the members as they try to get onto A. The From the Shadows has been used from Weeded. He's going to get canceled out, but he got some info of what's safe and what's not. There's the plant from Pure. The Rolling Thunder is going to come out. He's going to have to dash away. The spike does go down. XSET for now have control of the site. Zachary good for 1 as he takes care of Pure. XSET back up. FaZe trying to get onto the site, trying to create some space as things are equal for now. Spike continuing to tick away. For XSET, they're just able to play this so patiently. They're just able to sit back and force FaZe into an uncomfortable situation, and there it is. Weeded gets 2. Give him the 3, baby. XSET tie us up at 4.
Ooh, yeah, you can really feel when the numbers start dwindling at the A side and it's a 3-on-3, someone has to tap the bomb, someone has to hold short A, but someone also has to hold long A. So that means, you can keep jiggling in and out the angles and catch these awkward one-on-ones. And you can see no one from FaZe actually picked up short A. And that's what enabled Weeded right there to pick up the 3K and seal out the round.
Very well played there by XSET. We've talked a good bit about FaZe and their aggression, but much like we saw the first time these two guys played, XSET continue to handle it just fine, and in some instances, like this one, they respond with aggression of their own. XSET fully sending down C long. Baby Bay has to back up, give up the site. FaZe forced into a retake situation.
Oh, this is a very good place to be for the retake. Baby Bay can potentially open up the round. Oh, does just enough though for Corey to get the PHL's frag, but he doesn't back out, and that makes it a 4-on-3 in XSET's favor.
Aaron taking care of him. Pure looking for a couple as well. Takes care of Zachary, but Marv with the classic of all things trades that out. XSET still with the numbers advantage. They're in pretty good post-plant positions as well. As it's just down to Raucus. And he's got a Bucky. If you've been watching Valorant at all in the last couple of weeks, you know just how devastating that weapon can be. So it's really hard to count him out here, but as every second ticks away, the window of opportunity just continues to get smaller.
Yeah, looks like Rock is just gonna try to fall just so he gets the the bonus from dying at the end of the round. And XSET looks like they're kind of running away with this half. That makes me nervous as just for FaZe, knowing what FaZe is as a team. They struggle a lot on attack. I know this is Haven. Haven is an easier map for attackers. There's 3 sites for them to go to, right? There's so many options. There's so many things to do. I've seen FaZe struggle on attacks out of Haven. So FaZe, typically most teams struggle on defense of Haven. FaZe flourishes here. So they need to start rallying.
Look at this early stack up by XSET. They're not going to give FaZe a chance to really try to take a lobby control. The paranoia is going to come out from Marv, not connect onto anyone. XSET have fully made their way up A long. Now they're trying to get onto the site. They still don't have short control. However,
yeah, this is a 5v5 hit. Look at all of FaZe here.
And watch out for Baby Bay. Watch out for Baby Bay. He's on the flank. There he is. He takes care of BCJ. The Hunter's Fury is going to be used. The spike does not drop as FaZe are picking XSET apart, but we did able to equalize things at least a bit with the kill of his own FaZe, still with numbers advantage. The spike has not made its way onto A. Fortunately for XSET, it's still in the hands of Pure.
Things slow down again in one of these 3-on-3 scenarios. This match is just chock full of these scenarios. These 3-on-3s where things slow down. Baby Bay rotating off the site. You can see that's what XSET's doing right now. They're allowing the players to rotate off the site. They know if they just wait, someone has to leave.
Right.
And here's the second player getting picked off the site. Zachary now has to watch the flank because B is open. So as they wait, more and more possibilities open up in the FaZe players' heads. And you can see it's occupying Zachary now. Very well played right now by XSET.
They've cut noise, and now really the map is their oyster in a sense. We'll see if Rockus gets the best of air in here early on. Yes, Zachary does as well. As good as that looked for XSET, as well as they played that moment, FaZe just shuts the door right on him.
That's just standard FaZe, right? You can outplay them all you want. You can, do the correct play percentage-wise, but you still have to hit the shots. You have to take them out. And every time I watch them, it's just people cannot do it lately. They are so strong mechanically that they just win all these aim duels. I was going to say, I don't think we'll see any more fast strats coming out of XSET based on how that one played out, but they're all grouping by C. Pure has the Blade Storm. Is he going to pop it here?
Pretty patient early on. Baby Bay's here. Baby Bay gets one.
It just keeps challenging.
Couple of cloud bursts, but at this point, XSET decided they want to commit. They do have the showstopper, and as you mentioned, they have the Blade Storm. But FaZe have a couple of ultimates of their own. But it looks like for XSET, I mean, if they can stay alive long enough to flip the map, that doesn't seem to be the case at all, as they've been pinched in, and BCJ's left alone with no health to work with. A 3K for Baby Bay. FaZe take the lead again.
Last round.
I said FaZe needed to step up, and they have done just that. They have done just that, especially Baby Bay, seeing they're 17-7. 17-7, Doug. If I told you he was 17-7, 11 rounds in, you would probably say FaZe is winning like 9-3.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a standout performance from Baby Bay. He is carrying his team through right now.
And that's
tons of impact.
And that's like, again, FaZe live and die by some of these standout performances, but XSET refuse to go away. They have 4 ultimates of their own. Pure is going to use that Blade Storm early on. Weeded's using... No! Marv waits it out! He catches Weeded with his proverbial pants down. He gets taken out. FaZe are in comfortable position here.
Oh my goodness, Doug. We just witnessed a very large Omen diff.
No.
I know exactly where you are.
The Marv ult into spawn, but look at that. The neural theft comes in. They know. Oh my god, Marv weasels away. He's now C. They have no idea.
Alright, it's a showstopper. It's gonna connect. As Dwifel's left alone in a 1v4. Things went from real pretty for XSET early on to absolutely sideways. FaZe make a statement on the last round to take the half 7-5 on Haven.
Oh my goodness. What did the Zoomies say, Doug? Something about ice in the veins and in their head and stuff?
Something like
this
that.
This guy predicted the Omen ult into heaven, waited around the corner, let it come into form, swings out, takes him down. and then ults into the attacker's spawn. Like, what an insane round coming out of Marv. Both Omen ults. He won the battle though.
Full send. And I think the interesting thing is you watch FaZe and you watch plays like that and you think,
whoa. 1 second, Doug. Look at this. They're grouping by A. That Sova is lining up a recon right now. This is going to be so fast.
Yep, you called it. There's the dart. They're going to funnel their way into short. As XSET are starting to scramble to try to get back onto the site to control it. Baby goes in aggressive. There's the frenzy. Takes care of BCJ from the top rope. But XSET seem to be holding it off just fine. As FaZe are left down to 2, it's going to equalize as XSET drops down to Thwifo. Baby with 3. The frenzy continues to pop off. Thwifo swings a 4K for Baby. The dude continues to pop off.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what? I don't know if I would ever have the instinct to dash up draft with my frenzy and come down on a Sova's head like that. He is a different human than me. I just think so differently. He is so special and so impactful when I watch this team play.
Dog, he's 23-8. Like, what do you do with that?
That was a gorgeous round. He uses Jet so well to create space and just be so annoying.
And now, think about this. He's 2 points away from the Blade Storm. Easily can get that online if he has a round that's half as good as it was in the previous round. But now we see FaZe show him something a bit spicy, right? Something a little bit different. After the aggression that they showed in the last round, they've taken some space, but they're not fully committing to anything yet.
Yeah, and they're just posturing over here towards this A site. I'm curious if the Sova is going to get info sometime soon. BCJ has the potential to randomly, drone, recon, and basically point out that FaZe has no backup plan. There's 4 people locked in by this A site. The hit's going to come in before a rotate does. And these XSET players are going to be in big trouble.
Well,
but look at this. FaZe is moving way too slow right now.
Yeah.
I'm getting very nervous right now for FaZe. Yeah, they're moving so slow.
It almost looks like they're waiting for potentially the smoke from Marv, and there it is. Now it goes out, and then they funnel onto the site. We did good for one with the Sheriff. As Rocket steps back, takes care of BCJ. FaZe ripped XSET apart. Rocket already has 3. Give him 4. He's going to start hunting for the ace. The thing is, it's just Aaron, and he's not even in the same zip code right now, Sean. He's totally elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, he's completely out of the picture, and I'm not sure if Marv heard him. It doesn't look like he did, because if he heard him, the 3 players in the A side would be moving. But he is aware that a shorty could be lurking around to any of these corners.
And that's what, you and I were chatting about this before. There's so much volatility that you have to try to account for. Things like a random shorty in a corner, and obviously it works out for Marv. He takes care of it just fine, but there's just so much you have to consider, so much you have to keep in mind. Yeah,
especially in the early rounds when, the economies aren't built. There's not enough really to upgrade your weapons to, the rifles. So there's a lot of variance about what people buy. Sometimes they'll buy Vandal, sometimes they'll buy Marshall, sometimes they'll buy Bucky, sometimes they'll buy Shorty, sometimes they'll buy Frenzies. There's so many viable guns and there's so many distances that you can encounter people in, but you don't have the utility typically to take the right fights. So you see like a lot of weird decisions being made in those early rounds.
Notable amount of utility. Look at how XSET fight for a lobby control of their own, but FaZe is going to fully send him. C, yeah, he's got to back up. The paranoia is out. The Bladestorm is there as well. XSET have lost control of C. They've done so without losing any members, but they have no authority over the site.
When I watch FaZe, they just took the C site by fear of Baby. He just had a Bladestorm. That's it, and they just got C because people are scared of him. XSET, on the other hand, had to deal with Baby at the end of C, like 3 people in the site. The differences amongst these teams right now is crazy because of Baby Bit.
They've gotten the spike down. They've retreated back towards C-Long. And if you're XSET, really the only solve here is you have to go at FaZe. You have to go at their post plants. You kind of have to make your way down there, and it goes completely sideways, right? XSET don't even get a chance to make much of something out of this round. FaZe, with 4 remaining, take another round.
Yeah, this is where things start to get really sketchy for XSET because they're now down 10-5. The map is attacker sided. So FaZe has started well and they're a momentum based team.
Right.
I mean, this is really sketchy for XSET. They're going to kind of half buy here, basically giving up 11 and say, we're going to win out after this. Yikes.
Yeah, they're not going to have much of a choice here. See the paranoia from Marv coming out. Make sure there's no shenanigans. Barreling their way down C long. No one's home. Meanwhile, FaZe, with that information, they're just going to mosey their way into B.
Yeah. I mean, again, ve just trots into the site. You know, just plants the spike, gets out.
And this is such a difficult situation here for XSET because FaZe have gotten onto the site to get the spike down and then they can just retreat, right? Like they can play from window and essentially stop any sniff at a defuse. Weeded's already dropped. FaZe continue to hold these positions that are so effective, but Dwifo with the Bucky. Pure gets one as well. Corey, Rockets equalizing things out.
He's sticking it.
FaZe is left alone. He's gonna get the defuse. He takes it right out of under their noses. A thrifty round as they steal the round away.
Wow. It seemed like, you know, FaZe was going to weather the storm. It seemed like once Weeded fell and their smokes were gone, I thought the round was over. But Dwifo, he had an extra cage, and the cage lasts the entire duration of the defuse. It allows them to steal the round. I cannot believe that FaZe lost that round. That is so huge for XSET that they steal that round. We're now at 10-6. And this round, again, XSET needs to string together rounds. They're going to need this one as well.
You're going to have to play pretty damn good Valorant from this point out if you're XSET to keep this thing competitive. And so far, to do so while taking a thrifty round away is certainly the first big check on that list, but as we mentioned, there's still a good bit more to go. BCJ.
Oh, this is going to get a lot. This is going to get a lot. Because he now knows there's a guy on the right.
I don't think he spotted Zachary, though.
He didn't, but you can only assume if someone's going to get into that corner, you have to assume that someone's guided him there and helped him and supported him. And now the long players heard them evacuate. Oh, man. Dwifo at C. I think, you know, it looks like it's going to be a B hit, so Dwifo is actually going to probably end up rotating through garage. Actually, this is a fake. This is very interesting. It's all going to come down to Dwifo.
Yep, they showed some of the same utility on B. This time they show it again, but they're going to work their way over on A. Dwifo has to go huge here, but XSET's members have already started to rotate. They've arrived at the scene, and here we go. There's a showstopper from Corey. Aaron drops Dwifo. I called on him having to go big. Good for one already. BCJ does it as well. Dwifo continues to try to find the members of FaZe. Zachary trades it out. BCJ with the Hunter's Fury in the 1v1. And Raucus wins the 1v1. What a play.
It was so close. If BCJ was around that corner, he lives. Oh my goodness. It's just so wild. Both raises ulting simultaneously. The Sova pushing garage while the other Sova ults. That was insane. That was insane to watch. And I am very impressed by the map control FaZe got and the misdirection to go into a C split through garage. I have never seen FaZe do something like that. This is definitely a well prepared version of FaZe.
Sophisticated Smeeg. Yep.
Yes.
And you know what, we were talking about this earlier. FaZe, that was the same utility, Sean, that they showed in the previous round. And the outcome in the previous round was they went on B, and obviously XSET was able to take it away due to some heroics from Dwifo, but everything that they showed suggested that that's where the play was going to go again. Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. So it was such good play by FaZe right there. This is interesting because we both know the mindset of these FaZe players, right? How confident they are, how cocky they are in the server as far as taking their duels. They have blood in the water. They saw the tack pause. I almost guarantee you Baby Bay is going to try to just like put the nail in the coffin right now and do something aggressive. That's just the type of person he is. Yeah. This is going to be insane.
Once again,
here he is.
Baby Bay dashes in, but you see XSET, they've sent 3 down A long. Pure with the Blade Storm, good for 1. I don't know if they know.
Now in heaven, this is interesting because 3 of them are at long. What is Marv gonna do?
Pure has already spotted another one. Raucous Pure already good for 3. As FaZe just down to 2 members left. The spike is back towards spawn. As you see both Jets playing a bit of ring around the rosy here. Pure goes in, and Baby Bay wins the Jet duel. A 2v2 is all that's left.
One enemy remaining.
Oh no, Thwifo gets caught off guard. The comm was probably marvelous long. This is now a super difficult 1-on-2 for We Did. Sheriff in hand. It's almost a must win though.
Well, he gets some info there.
And he has the flash. He has the flash to work with here.
And potentially nah. We tried. We tried real hard.
There was definitely a world.
There was. It may have not been a very big world, but there was a world. FaZe extinguish the hope, the sliver of what if, as they get to match point.
Man, what a dominant performance so far from FaZe in this series. This is very impressive. Very, very impressive, especially when you consider that XSET beat these guys 13-10 after being down 8-1 on this very map less than a month ago.
Yep. I mean, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, this is a huge improvement from FaZe.
XSET using a bit of aggression as they try to take the middle of the map. They fully sent down B. Baby Bay just on the other side, just around the corner. As, I mean, XSET have taken some of that space away, but much like we saw a couple of rounds ago, XSET takes one option away, FaZe just happily takes the other.
Oh no. I think this is it, Doug.
Yeah, there are just no options. Baby Bay pulls out the blades, takes care of another one. Thwifo's left alone in a 1v4. Blade Storm on one side, Rolling Thunder on the other as well. There's just not a whole lot there. There's that Rolling Thunder that we mentioned. Baby Bay, I presume. Well, I honestly, given what we know about him, I figured he was just gonna dash and do something crazy, waits for the flash, and there's the difference, right? Like, that was textbook sophisticated sneak. Instead of dashing in like we would have seen previously, they wait for the flash, then he goes, and you see, Sean, the difference in that approach, in that playstyle, pay off. 13-6, a very impressive performance from FaZe on Haven.
Yeah, I don't know how XSET bounces back from this, but the good news is that they are actually strong on the following 2 maps. So I don't think they're out of this series. I will say the star players from FaZe are hitting hard today, particularly Baby Bay. So they're going to have to quiet him a little bit on Bind. Otherwise, this is over.
An unstoppable object is somehow going to have to be dealt with by an immovable force. Folks, we're going to cut to a break. When we return, the analyst desk is going to break down really the shellacking that FaZe just gave XSET. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.